Hello everyone, welcome to Professional IAS powered by Institute of Civil Exams. Today in our scheme series, we will be learning about National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Very important program for the examination point of view. And the targets under these programs are one of the important areas that you should remember for your examination. Okay, so National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program was launched in the year 2003. Okay, 2003 also mark another important event in our financial system, that is introduction of FRBM Act, Fiscal Responsibility Budgetary Management Act of 2003. So if you try to relate years and try to integrate or recollect what has happened on a particular year, that will also help you to uh, do very well with your memory, and it will condition your memory a lot better. Okay, that is a kind of tip that you can use it for your examination. Right. So the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program was launched in the year 2003. A small important concept here, vector-borne diseases are those diseases that need a vehicle, so that they may they may transmit from a infected person to a healthy person, or else from a infected area to a healthy person. Okay, infected area to a healthy person, infected person to the healthy person requires a vehicle. The vehicle could be any pathogen. It could be a bacteria, it could be a virus, it could be a protozoan, it could be anything. Okay, so this the carrying of the pathogens by any of the microorganisms, you call it as what? Vector. For example, if you consider the disease like AIDS, okay, AIDS does not require any carrier, does not require any vector. Carrier is synonymous to vector here. Okay, the infected person, will have AIDS, and when he gets in contact with regard to the body fluids or sexual intercourse or blood transfusion, the healthy person will also get that HIV. Right? AIDS is synonymous to HIV also. Remember this point. Fine. So this is a without any vector the disease being transmitted. But there are some diseases that will be transmitted from the vector to the healthy person. Contaminated food is possible, contaminated water is possible, fecal matter, okay, the excrete of animals, excrete of birds may carry some pathogens. So that is, these are the areas, okay, from where any of the housefly or mosquito will carry any of this, and when they bite us or when they sit on the any of the food material that we are consuming, we will get the disease. That is the actual mechanism of vector borne disease. Borne is nothing but here origin. So let us start our discussion with regard to this particular disease. This is an umbrella program. Why? Because in National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, we are actually covering 6 diseases. That's why it is called as umbrella program, such as malaria, lymphatic filariasis, kala azar, dengue, chikungunya, and Japanese encephalitis. So please do remember that they may ask you in the examination that which one of the following diseases are covered under National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. So you should be aware of it: malaria, lymphatic filariasis, kala azar, dengue, chikungunya, and Japanese encephalitis. Make sure that you recollect, try to do remind it and try to by heart it 3-4 times. At least you should be aware of this. It is launched in the year 2003 and it covers 6 diseases. Okay, these diseases have become a major health problem in our country, and they are hampering our social and economic development. If a children gets any of these diseases, they cannot go to the school. So the social whatever the improvement, the social development of the children will not happen. If you talk about economic issue here, if any individual gets any of these diseases are basically chronic in nature, will be long term, they will be existing in an individual. That is the reason the person cannot be very well with regard to his health, we cannot be very good productive, and may take lot of leaves, okay, from his job, leading to lot of man days lost, That is the reason the disease, the more the disease burden in a particular country, the people will not be that efficient, the people will not be that productive, and they may take leave. So the more the disease burden, the country will have a bigger economic impact in terms of what? GDP growth rate. Why? Because if the people who are in the adult age group not working, so you can understand that, okay, that particular days of production of either goods and services are not happening. That is the reason that will not be added into the GDP value at the end of the financial year. So these diseases are causing a major problem with regard to social development and economic development of the country. So generally the rural, tribal and those areas, okay, which are basically considered as slums, okay, and the people who are inhabiting, who are living in a rural, tribal and also in the some areas are more vulnerable to these diseases, and they are the major high risk groups, okay, among all the population of our country. So basically you can understand here that a poor person is getting affected of any of these diseases, and he will have very less financial abilities to cope up with these diseases, cannot have that much of amount of money to treat the diseases. That is the reason what will happen. So they may lead to lesser life expectancy and may die early. So that is the very important point here under Article 14, right to equality. They also have, see, suppose the average life expectancy of our country is 68 years on an average. On an average, that is a very fact, that is correct only because we have 69 and 68, 7. So basically it comes to around 68 as an average life expectancy. If the poor population of our country is dying at 50 and the rich population is dying at around 68 to 75 years, okay, then there is a gap of life expectancies. There are not. This is only happening by because these rich people are able to get the treatment done and able to know what is what because of education. They are aware of many of the things and they are able to protect themselves whether by diagnosis, by treatment and getting cured. But what about those population which are poor, okay, and having very less life expectancy? So isn't it a duty of the government that they should increase the life expectancy of the poor people to up to the rich people or not? Yes. So that is the important fact here. That is the reason Article 14 gives right to equality and equal protection of laws. Under it, okay, these programs are being implemented, and our taxpayers money has also been distributed among these programs so that their life expectancy should also increase. Let us see the targets one by one. The details of the diseases targeted for elimination are as follows. These are the updated data. It has been taken from PIB website. It has not been updated yet. Okay, after that, so this is the latest data we are having. With regard to the malaria, so we are expecting zero indigenous cases of malaria in the country by 2030. Indigenous cases means in our country, we should not have any malarial disease origination. Means no individual living in the country should get malaria. This is called as what? Zero indigenous cases. If someone is getting the disease from Indonesia or Germany or Dubai, whatever it is, if they are getting from, if we are having the cases of malaria from foreign countries, then it is fine. But we should not have the malarial disease that is originated in our country. So we have to end that completely by 2030. Lymphatic filariasis, basically here the leg or hand of the particular person will become very, very huge and large. So the definition for the elimination of lymphatic filariasis is to achieve less than 1% of microfilarial rate. Number of diseases by number of affected person into 100 we have to do. Number of disease affected person by number of individual. This we have to do. The ultimately the percentage should come less than 1%. This is the target for lymphatic filariasis. The goal is very clear here. We have to eliminate this disease by 2030. We should not have any of such cases of lymphatic filariasis. Then we also have Kala Azar, very, very deadly diseases, and basically it is found in many of the selected states of the country. Okay, the target here is to achieve annual incidence. Means in a year there should not be more than one. You can say less than one case per 10,000 population. Less than one case per 10,000 population is nothing bad. Here government is actually talking about you should have zero only. Less than one case per 10,000. Okay, means you should have zero. At the block level, this particular Kala Azar has been more prevalent in some of the endemic blocks. That is 633 endemic blocks are there which are having high incidence of Kala Azar, and across 54 districts this particular Kala Azar has been prevalent, and 4 states are there which are Bimaru, or you can say that empowered action groups states are there, UP, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, like that 4 states are there where you see this particular disease more prevalent. Okay, the moment the Kala Azar elimination we achieve, okay, and at that particular status we have to maintain for 3 years to get WHO certification. So when a country eliminate a disease, and that particular status have to be maintained for more 3 years, means there should not be any other cases of same disease for more 3 years. Once you eliminated, once you declare that you have eliminated, then after 3 years also there should not be any diseases cases of that particular disease. Then WHO will give you polio free nation, Kala Azar free nation. And for your kind information, India has already been declared as polio free nation by WHO. I guess this is all clear to you. Now we are having leprosy. Leprosy can be eliminated as a public health problem and not eradicated. Why? Because it is all about the reservoirs. So we can eliminate to larger extent, we can eliminate, but we cannot completely eradicate. Why? Because here the the reservoirs where the bacterium lives, the microbacterium leprae, this bacteria, wherever it lives, no, the reservoirs are huge, means where they originate, the areas, the factors are more. That is the reason we cannot completely eliminate. So we have to see for its what decrease only. Okay. However, government of India is committed towards achieving a leprosy free India. We are doing a lot of bit. Okay. And we want to break the chain of transmission of the disease at the community level. Means suppose we cannot decrease the disease, we cannot eliminate, so we have to decrease the transmission at least, so that all should come down. And here the target has put it as 1 case per 10,000 population. Okay, less than 1 case means again in 10,000 population diagnosed, there should not be 1 case of what? Leprosy. Basically we are talking about 0 cases. India has already achieved this target at the national level by 2005, so we are done with it. Now tuberculosis. The government of India is implementing national tuberculosis elimination program with the goal of ending TB by 2025. So that is our program here. Okay. The program is aiming at its elimination, and for that purpose national strategic plan, another important strategy, has also been placed, which will run from 2017 to 2025, is being implemented to achieve the same target. So government of India is already implementing national TB elimination program. Under that, a new strategic plan has also been formulated to achieve the same. Okay. So leprosy, tuberculosis, Kala Azar, malaria, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have done. So we have to see now. Leprosy is there. Okay, done. This is all over. Fine. So here if Japanese encephalitis is not given, the targets for that is not given, because it is in very lesser amount of people are affected by this particular disease. And Japanese encephalitis has also been given as a vaccination under the Mission Indradhanush program. Under the various vaccine given under the program Mission Indradhanush, Japanese encephalitis vaccine is also being a part of it. That's all about the schemes series that we are doing. Make sure that you spread the courses to all of your friends, and do subscribe to the channel, and do watch out for the courses which are given in the description. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Take care.